Hey, welcome back to ICP. Today we're going to be discussing gravity, acceleration, velocity, force equals weight, and distance, all related to gravity. You're going to see a common theme. Everything's related to gravity. So gravity as an acceleration. Well, Earth's gravity acts downwards towards the center of the Earth. So what I've drawn here now is a picture. It's a really good drawing of the Earth, but I'm showing you that gravity is pulling towards the center. No matter where you're at here on Earth, it's pulling towards the center. And it's going to cause things to accelerate at 10 meters per second squared. So we've got a couple questions. Find the acceleration of an apple falling. Well, all things accelerate at 10 meters per second squared due to gravity. So if it's an apple that's falling, it's 10 meters per second squared. Find the acceleration of a drop ball. Well, is gravity pulling on it? Yes, it is. So its acceleration is 10 meters per second squared because gravity is always 10 meters per second squared regardless of the object's mass. Gravity as a velocity. Well, it can be found by using our equation Vf equals Vi plus At. Gravity is a specific acceleration. It's g, so we can substitute that in for A. In our equation then, notice we've got in the place where A is, we've got G, but it's now Vf equals Vi plus Gt. So let's use our equation here. A ball is dropped from a window. How fast is it going after 2 seconds? And what we find out is the initial velocity is 0, gravity is still 10, the time is 2 seconds, so 10 times 2 is 20. The new final velocity is 20 meters per second. In the second problem, it tells us a hammer is thrown down with an initial speed of 15 meters per second. That's its initial velocity. Find how fast it's going. That's Vf if it's been falling for 3 seconds. Well, I've plugged it into the equation. 15, gravity is 10, the time is 3, so 10 times 3 is 30, plus 15 is 45 meters per second. Okay, gravity as a force. So this is our next concept here now. Now we're talking about gravity as a force. We've talked about gravity as acceleration, gravity as causing velocity, and now gravity as a force. Well, gravity as a force is what we call weight. Your weight is the force of gravity acting on an object. We have an equation here as F sub W. We call that sub W because it's a subscript. So F sub W equals mg, and the m is the mass, g is the gravity. So an apple has a mass of 2 kilograms. What is its weight? Fw, which is the force of weight, alright, the force that is a weight, the force of gravity, is 20 newtons. You're going to hear me quite often talk about weight being the force. I might say, what's the force of gravity? What's the weight? And it's the Fw equation. Well, in our second problem, we got a 5 kilogram book sitting on our desk. What is its weight? Again, we're going to use our F sub W, mass times gravity. Mass is 5, gravity is 10, 5 times 10 is 50. Notice every single time there's a G, we're putting in 10. Now, gravity as a distance. How do we find out how far something has fallen? Because gravity is pulling on it. Well, the distance an object falls is related to gravity and how long it has been falling. We have an equation, distance equals 1/2 gt squared. I know we're throwing lots of equations here at you today. But a ball fell for 3 seconds. How far did it go? Well, distance equals 1/2. G is 10. And then time squared is 3 squared. You know what I was guilty of is I didn't write the equation out. Well, 3 squared is 9. 9 times 10 is 90. Half of that is 45 meters. The next one, we're still going to use the same equation, so I'm writing it down again. It's 1/2. Gravity is 10. Time is 1.8 seconds. The distance turns out to be 16.2 meters because it's a distance. Okay, we got some gravity math problems. First one, a rock is dropped and has a mass of 100 kilograms. I want you to first of all find its weight. Well, weight, that's our Fw equation. The mass in this case is 100. Gravity is 10. So that means it is 1,000 newtons. Find its acceleration. Its acceleration is always just gravity. Gravity is the acceleration. Well, what is g? It's 10 meters per second squared. Find the speed. Well, that's this equation. Initial velocity in this case we're going to say is 0. Gravity is 10. Time is 2. So that's just 20 meters per second. Find the distance it falls in 3 seconds. There's my distance equation. 1/2, 10, and it's 3 squared. Well, a half of 10 is 5. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 5 is 45 meters. Alright, now I want you to work through these yourself. If you have questions, go back and look what we did on the previous problems. Then, when you're done with these problems, you've got 6 questions here to answer. Alright, I'll catch you guys on the flip side.